Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to North Hardin High School for tonight's 17th District Volleyball Championship match. Tonight's matchup has the 24-9 Central Hardin Bruins taking on the 25-9 Elizabethtown Panthers. We're now going to turn it over to our PA announcer for tonight's lineups.
Your players for Elizabethtown. Number 1, Edison James. Number 2, McKenna Brown. Number 5, Lexi Davis. Number 6, Grace Godfrey. Number 8, Jessica Smallwood. Number 9, Stella James. Number 11, Ella Brown. Number 12, Macy Singleton. Number 14, Maya Moore. Number 15, Haley McAllister. Number 16, number 20, Charlie Whalen. Number 21, Layla Newsom. And number 22, Ayla Holly. The Panthers are coached by Mark Catley. And now the players for the Central Hardin Lady Bruins. Number 2 seed. Number 1, Claire Worrell. Number 2, Lily Ford. Number 5, Anna Jaggers. Number 8, Kate Disselkamp. Number 10, Adeline Spearman. Number 13, Taylor Nichols. Number 14, Katie Hamilton. Number 17, Audrey Bennett. Number 19, Riley Conley. Number 20, Elizabeth Perry. Number 21, Ramsey Nichols. Number 22, Audrey Stearman. Number 23, Addison Sego. Number 26, Alan Daniel. And number 29, Gracie Blair. The Bulls are coached by Bill Reiner.
So there we have the lineups for both teams. These two teams met twice during the regular season, Elizabethtown winning both of those. First one back on September 10th, they won 3-0, and then on October 1st, it was a 3-1 victory for the Panthers. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. This will be a best 3 out of 5 match. First one to 25, leading by 2, will win the set. Must we go to a 5th set, in which it'll be the first team to 15 leading by 2. Both of these teams will make it on to next week's 5th region tournament. That will be held at LaRue County High School. The draw for that will take place Saturday morning at LaRue County. As soon as we get the schedule, we should be able to find out what our schedule will be and which games we will be able to cover, and if we will be able to cover those on a live streaming basis or a tape delay basis. So on the court to start off for Central Hardin will be Claire Worrell, Adeline Stearman, Gracie Blair, Anna Jaggers, Audrey Stearman, and Addison Sego, with Katie Commons, the libero. For Elizabethtown, Macy Singleton, Addison James, Haley McAllister, Jessica Smallwood, McKenna Brown, Ella Brown, and the libero is Lexi Davis. And Central Hardin will have first serve here in set number 1. Gracie Blair will start us off. Smallwood Edison James in the middle. Singleton. They got sent right back over. Blair pops that one up. Jaggers will set it across. Worrell just going to tip it over. Oh, a net violation on Central Hardin, so point for E-Town. Haley McAllister will check in on the front line for the Panthers as Macy Singleton heads to the service line. 1 serving 0. Worrell to Blair. Back in the middle for Worrell. Goes off speed. Gotten to by James. Sends it back over. Worrell blocked at the net by McAllister. Point E-Town. 2 serving 0. Service for the Bruins. And Adeline Stearman will head to the service line as Audrey Stearman checks in on the front line. 1 serving 2. Service error gives the point and serve right back to the Panthers. Katie Commonson will check in on the back line for Central Hardin as Grace Godfrey checks in and heads to the service line for the Panthers. 3 serving 1. Worrell to Blair. Audrey Stearman goes off speed. She finds an open spot. Point Bruins. Kate Disselkamp will now check into the lineup for the Bruins. It's Claire Worrell will head to the service line. 2 serving 3. Addison James across for Smallwood, blocked at the net, popped back up by Davis. James will send it over. Worrell gets to it, Commonson, now Blair will send it back line. It's long. Point E-Town. As Addison James will head to the service line for the Panthers. Riley Conley checks in on the back row for the Bruins. 4 serving 2. Commonson to Blair for Disselkamp off the front line. Davis gets it, just tapped over that time. Now Blair to Conley, bump sets for Disselkamp. She'll take it to the middle, off the blockers, and the point for the Bruins. Ramsey Nickel and Elizabeth Perry will check into the lineup for Central Hardin. Nickel heads to the service line. 3 serving 4. Davis to Addison James for Smallwood. She goes right across at the 10-foot line. So Macy Singleton will check back in. Lexi Davis heads to the service line. 5 serving 3. And we are in set number 1, so that's 3 out of 5 sets. Conley to Nickel. Cross for Disselkamp. That one doesn't clear the tape. Point Panthers, 6 serving 3. Goes long. Point Bruins. Adeline Stearman back in on the front line. As Katie Commonson heads to the service line. 4 serving 6. Godfrey to James. Back sets for Smallwood. Back line, Commonson gets that one. And for the first time tonight, the Raptors come into play again. We don't see it as much at John Hardin, North Hardin, and Elizabethtown. If the ball goes into the Raptors, you can play it on your side of the court. But you cannot play it over the net. Smallwood now to serve. 7 serving 4. It catches the top of the tape and it falls in for an ace. 8 serving 4. Conley to Nickel. Perry sent that one over. Now Davis upsets for Ella Brown. Disselkamp gets it. Nickel back for Disselkamp. Swings there, touched at the front net. James pops it up now. Davis for McKenna Brown goes across. Perry got to it. Commons in now. Conley sends it over. Smallwood to James. This one's going to be tight to the net. Tipped over, blocked there. Davis sends it back. Now Disselkamp pops it up. Nickel right back for Disselkamp. She'll send it down the line. Point Central. Addison Seago and Claire Worrell will check back in for the Bruins. Seago heading to the service line. 5 serving 8. Smallwood to James in the middle. Singleton, it's a kill. McKenna Brown now heads to the service line for Elizabethtown. 9 serving 5. Commons in to Seago. Now Worrell will roll that one. He finds the open space. Point Bruins. Gracie Blair and Anna Jaggers check back in for the Bruins. 6 serving 9. And that'll be an ace. 7 serving 9. Smallwood to James. Had no one over there. Point Central. 8 serving 9. Smallwood to James. Back for Smallwood. Blocked at the net. 9 serving 9. Small, that'll be an ace. 4 consecutive points off of the Blair serve. 10 serving 9. Smallwood, McKenna Brown to the middle. Davis will just bump this one over. Sent back by Adeline Stearman. James in the middle. Singleton. She will get the kill. And now they'll send Macy Singleton to the service line as Haley McAllister checks back in on the front line for E-Town. 10 serving 10. Morrell to Blair. She'll dump it over. $11 serving 9. As Adeline Stearman now heads to the service line. Audrey Stearman checks in on the front line for the Bruins. 11 serving 10. McKenna Brown to James. Just up. She returns the favor. Back-to-back dumps by the setters. Grace Godfrey now back in for E-Town. She'll head to the service line. 11 serving 11. Worrell to Blair. Cross. Audrey Stearman. Point E-Town. That one went off of the antenna. 12 serving 11. Tomlinson on the overpass and blocked by Smallwood. 13 serving 11. Seago to Blair. Audrey Stearman, she'll send it to the middle. Smallwood right there, joust at the net. Won by James, point E-Town. 14 serving 11. With that, Coach Reinderkill and the Central Hardin Bruins will take their first time out. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices. Pickup service and a friendly staff available for all your recycling needs. And West Point Bake, let us help make life simpler. Hometown baking made simple. (14-11) here in set number 1. That's 3 out of 5 sets tonight. Sure everybody's where they're supposed to be. And Grace Godfrey will be serving. 14 serving 11. Seago to Blair. In the middle, Jaggers just taps it over. Smallwood sends it back. Blair to Seago. Audrey Stearman will send it back row. Davis is there to James for Smallwood. She gets the kill. 15 serving 11. Seago to Blair. At the net, Audrey Stearman dumps it over. Smallwood gets to that. McKenna Brown. Now to be Davis who sends it over. Tomlinson to Blair. In the middle, Audrey Stearman taps that one. It goes wide. Point E-Town. 16 serving 11. Sails long. Kate Disselkamp will check in on the front line for the Bruins as Claire Worrell heads to the service line. 12 serving 16. Davis to James. Smallwood, she tools the block. Point E-Town. Riley Conley back in for the Bruins. As Addison James heads to the line for E-Town. 17 serving 12. Tomlinson to Blair for Disselkamp. Big swing, she gets the kill. Rams Nickel and Elizabeth Perry check back in for Central Hardin. Nickel will serve, 13 serving 17. Davis to James for Smallwood, who just taps that one to the middle. Another kill for Jessica Smallwood. Macy Singleton will check in on the front line. Lexi Davis heads to the service line. 18 serving 13. Tomlinson to Nickel. Outside Disselkamp off the front line. Godfrey got to it. James, now Smallwood will bump it over. Conley to Nickel. In the middle, Audrey Stearman off the front line. James gets that one to Davis. Back outside, McKenna Brown. She'll go off the front line. Tomlinson gets that one to Nickel. She'll dump it over. Davis diving dig, gets to it. Smallwood sends it over. Conley gets to it. And the block at the net. Central Hardin wants over the net. (19) serving 13. That will be an ace. 20 serving 13. And Central Hardin will take their second timeout. Again, tomorrow night we're back on the air. We will be at John Hardin as the John Hardin Bulldogs will host the Elizabethtown Panthers in football action, a big district matchup. Then next week we will have the 5th Region Volleyball Tournament. Again, we do not know the schedule yet as the draw will take place Saturday morning. We'll try to bring you as many of those matches as we can. Come back to action. Lexi Davis will be at the service line. 20 serving 13. Conley to Nickel. Audrey Stearman dumps it over. Singleton gets to it in Smallwood. Say 4 hits. Be served for Central Hardin. Katie Collinson will head to the line as Adeline Stearman checks in on the front line for the Bruins. 14 serving 20. Godfrey to Smallwood. McKenna Brown sends it back corner. Conley gets that one to Collinson for Disselkamp. Davis digs that one out to James. The outside from McKenna Brown. Nickel to Conley. Bump sets right to the net. Disselkamp blocked there. Caught back over by Disselkamp. And Smallwood comes back with a tip kill. Ella Brown checks in on the front line for the Panthers as Jessica Smallwood heads to the service line. 21 serving 14. Disselkamp. Now Collinson will have to send it over. Conley dug that one out to begin with. James in the for McKenna Brown, and she gets the kill off the blockers. 22 serving 14. That's wide. Service error point for Central. I'll get Addison Siegel and Claire Worrell up. Siegel will come in to serve. 15 serving 22. McKenna Brown to James. Up into the Raptors, and no one able to get to it. Point Central. 16 serving 22. Smallwood to James. Davis will just roll it to the front line. Worrell to Nickel, back outside for Worrell. She pulls the block. 17 serving 22. Seago finished out their semifinal match with John Hardin with 10 consecutive points off of her serve. Smallwood to James, outside Ella Brown. She cuts across. Seago to Nickel for Perry. She goes across the court and goes off of a Panther point run. 18 serving 22. And with that, Elizabethtown will take their first timeout. Tune in weekly for all HCEC-TV programs airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184. You can always check out all of our broadcasts on our YouTube channel. Just search HCEC-TV, subscribe to our channel, get all your local community sports and events. Also, I'd like to thank NFHS, the National Federation of High School Sports, and its support in providing live streaming service. Contact NFHS.com to subscribe today. Back to action. Addison Seago at the line for the Bruins. 18 serving 22. Smallwood to James for Singleton. That one blocked. Smallwood pops it up. Now Davis and Ella Brown will send it over. Seago to Nickel outside. Worrell just taps that one over and she gets the point. 19 serving 22. Brown to James, back row Smallwood goes off of Seago. Worrell gets to it. Now Commons and will send it over. Davis to James for Singleton. She's blocked at the net. And a net violation on Central Hardin. Point E-Town. So it'll be McKenna Brown at the service line for the Panthers. 23 serving 19. That one sails long. Gracie Blair and Anna Jaggers back in for Central Hardin. Blair to the service line. 20 serving 23. Smallwood to James, back for Smallwood, back line, it's long. (21) serving 23. That sails long. Haley McAllister back in on the front line for the Panthers as Macy Singleton heads to the service line, serving for the set. 24 serving 21. Worrell back over, tapped down by Ella Brown. Jaggers pops it up. Now Seager will send it back line. That's long. And E-Town takes set number 1. 25-21. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. The locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, and South Louisville are online at physicaltherapyky.com. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff available for all your recycling needs. Located at 311 Steel Drive in Elizabethtown, call 270-982-7206 to talk to someone about scrapping metal and recycling. And West Point Bank, with 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Online at westpointbank.com. And a reminder, tomorrow night we're back on the air for football action. 7:30, our start time as John Hardin hosts Elizabethtown. Next week, and we will be at LaRue County for the 5th Region Volleyball Tournament. We do not know the times yet. Both of these teams, Elizabethtown and Central Hardin, do advance on to the region tournament. And as soon as we get the draw on Saturday, we will be able to let you know exactly what our schedule will be next week. And it will be McKenna Brown who will start us off here in set number 2. Point Central. As Gracie Blair will head to the service line for the Bruins. 1 serving 0. Smallwood to James in the middle. Singleton off the front line. Commonson gets that one to Blair. Now to be Commonson will roll it back line. Davis to James in the middle. Singleton again. This time she tools the block. Point E-Town. Singleton now to serve for E-Town. And an ace. 2 serving 1. Worrell to Blair. Back to the middle for Worrell. Back line, it's long. 3 serving 1. Seago to Blair. Tapped over by Worrell, and she'll get the point. Audrey Stearman checks in on the front line for the Bruins. Taylor Nichols heads to the service line. 2 serving 3. Davis to Smallwood. Bumps outside. Ella Brown, back line. Nichols, overpass. Smallwood to James. That one blocked to the net. Popped up by McAllister. Now to be Smallwood. Down the line. It's in. Point E-Town. Katie Collinson back in on the back line for Central Hardin. As Grace Godfrey checks in for the Panthers, and she will serve 4 serving 2. Now doesn't clear the Kate Point Bruins. As Kate Disselkamp will check into the line. Claire Worrell heads to the service line. 3 serving 4. McKenna Brown to James for Smallwood. She tools the block. Point Panthers. Riley Conley will check in on the back line for the Bruins. It'll be Addison James heading to the service line for the Panthers. 5 serving 3. Ace. 6 serving 3. An ace. 7 serving 3. Commonson to Blair. Outside Disselkamp. Catches the tape. Davis diving, gets that one. McKenna Brown with the kill that time as she takes it over off the feed from Addison James. 8 serving 3. Clear the tape. It's Ramsey Nickel and Elizabeth Perry check back in for Central Hardin. Nickel to serve. 4 serving 8. Davis to James. Cross for Smallwood. She'll roll it back line. Commons in there to Nickel. Outside Disselkamp. Doesn't pitch that one clean. Point E-Town. And I lead Lexi Davis now serving for the Panthers. 9 serving 4. Macy Singleton checked back in on the front line. Conley to Nickel. In the middle, Audrey Stearman. That one dug out by Davis. A point for the Bruins. As Davis and then Godfrey. Now Davis will bump it over out of the rafters. Commonson to Nickel. Outside, Disselkamp. And a net violation on E-Town, Point Central. Katie Commonson at the line, 6 serving 9. That's an ace on the line. 7 serving 9. Davis to James. McKenna Brown bumped that one over. Conley to Commonson for Disselkamp. She cuts across. Davis gets that one to Brown. Now to be Smallwood, just bumps it over. Conley there. Nickel back sets for Perry. She cuts it across the court. James is there to Davis. Now bump set for Smallwood, and she gets the kill down the middle. And now to be Jessica Smallwood to the line serving as Ella Brown checks back in on the front line for the Panthers. 10 serving 7. Doesn't clear the tape. So Addison Seago and Claire Worrell back in for the Bruins. Seago will head to the service line. 8 serving 10. We are in set number 2. Elizabethtown took set number 1, 25-21. Kenna Brown to James. Back for Brown. Back line. It's in. That was a net violation on Central. Regardless, point E-Town. And McKenna Brown will head to the service line. 11 serving 8. Commons in. Overpass. Popped up by Nickel. Worrell will play it over. Singleton to James. That one played into the net. Commons in. Now sent over by Seago. James for Singleton. She takes it off a couple of Bruins and gets the kill. 12 serving 8. Commons in to Nickel for Worrell. That one goes back line is long. Point Panthers. 13 serving 8. Seago to Nickel. Perry will send it over. Singleton to James. Ella Brown, that's long. Point Central. Gracie Blair and Anna Jaggers now back in for Central Hardin. Blair will head to the service line. 9 serving 13. Smallwood to James. Outside, Ella Brown. Across, Seago gets that one to Commonson. Now Worrell goes across. Davis gets that one. It comes back over, and Jaggers gets the kill. 10 serving 13. Kenna Brown to James. Now Smallwood rolls it over. Commonson to Blair in the middle. Nichols dug out by Davis to James. Back sets for Smallwood. That's long. 11 serving 13. That one sails long. Point E-Town. Haley McAllister checks back in. It'll be Macy Singleton going to the service line. 14 serving 11. And that'll be an ace as that catches the tape and tumbles over. 15 serving 11. Error. Audrey Stearman checks back in on the front line. Taylor Nichols heads to the service line. 12 serving 15. McKenna Brown to Davis. Smallwood will send it over. Blair to Seago for Worrell. Down the line, McKenna Brown gets that one to James for Smallwood. She'll go off speed. The diving dig. I think Seago got the dig, but did not get it to a teammate. Point E-Town, and Central Hardin will take their first timeout here in set number 2. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools live Channel 1 programming, sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Again, both teams make it on to next week's region tournament. That'll be held at Central Hardin High School. We'll have the draw on Saturday morning. A district winner will take on a district runner-up in the first round. And the only way that two teams from the same district can play again would be in the championship match. So we come back out. Grace Godfrey's going to check in for Elizabethtown, and she will head to the service line. 16 serving 12. Seago to Blair for Worrell. She just goes off speed, gets into the net from Davis, then got out by Smallwood. Blair outside. Worrell, that one blocked at the net. Point E-Town. 17 serving 12. Seago to Blair. Outside, Stearman off speed. It's in. Point Central. Kate Disselkamp will check in on the front line for the Bruins as Claire Worrell heads to the service line. 13 serving 17. Davis to James. For Ella Brown, that's long. Point Bruins. Sorry, that was McAllister who hit that one. 14 serving 17. Davis to James. Smallwood sends it back line. Worrell gets that one to Blair. Disselkamp sends it towards the middle, goes off Smallwood to Godfrey. Now Smallwood just bump it over. Jaggers to Blair for Stearman. McKenna Brown gets that to James. Now for Smallwood, she swings. That's a kill. Point Panthers. Addison Jane serving. Commonson to Blair for Disselkamp. Rolled to the middle. Davis to James for Smallwood. Dug out by Conley to Disselkamp. Now Blair roll it back line. Godfrey to James. She'll dump that one over. Oh, that looked like that had hit. Popped up. Now McKenna Brown sends it over. Blair gets that one to Conley. Back sets for Disselkamp. Cuts it across. Goes off of Davis. Is out. Point Central. Ramsey Nickel and Elizabeth Perry check back in. Godfrey to James. Davis will bump it over. Conley to Nickel. Outside Disselkamp. That's a kill. Nichols serving. 16 serving 18. James for Smallwood. She goes off the blockers and gets the kill. Macy Singleton back in on the front line. Lexi Davis to the service line. 19 serving 16. Collinson to Nickel. Outside Disselkamp. Davis gets to that one. It bounces around. Godfrey gets it in the middle. Singleton sends it over. Conley to Nickel. Back sets for Perry. Perry with the kill. And Katie Collinson now to serve. Taylor Nichols checked back in on the front line for the Bruins. 17 serving 19. Godfrey to James for Smallwood. Down the line, Conley gets that one to Nickel. Outside for Disselkamp. To the middle, she gets it. Serving 19. Davis to James in the middle, Smallwood. That one blocked there by Nichols. 19 serving 19. And with that, E-Town will take their first timeout here in set number 2. Then a reminder, tomorrow night we're back on the air. We will be from John Hardin High School as the John Hardin Bulldogs will host the Elizabethtown Panthers in football district play. Then next week we will have the 5th region tournament, volleyball tournament from LaRue County. We don't know the times or the matches just yet, as the draw will take place Saturday morning at LaRue County High School. Back to action. Katie Collinson serving, 19 serving 19. Davis to James, and not going to be able to get it back over. 20 serving 19. Davis to James in the middle for Smallwood, and she gets the kill. Ella Brown will check in on the front line for the Panthers as Jessica Smallwood heads to the service line. 20 serving 20. Conley to Nickel. Outside Disselkamp off the front line. Smallwood gets that one to James. Back for Smallwood. She'll go off speed. Nickel gets that to Conley. Now to be rolled over by Disselkamp. Smallwood to James in the middle for Singleton. That one blocked at the net. James pops it back up. Blocked at the net again. Singleton pops that one up. Now James will dump it over. Conley to Nickel. Back sets for Perry. She goes back line. Smallwood is there. James for Ella Brown to just have to bump it over. Conley to Nickel. Outside Disselkamp. That's in. Point Central. Addison Seago and Claire Worrell check back in for the Bruins. Seago will head to the service line. 21 serving 20. Smallwood to Janes in the middle. Singleton sends it over. Nickel to Seago for Worrell. Goes off speed, blocked to the net, tapped it back over. And a net violation on Central Hardin, point E-Town. McKinnon Brown now serving for Elizabethtown. 21 serving 21. That's long. Point Bruins. Gracie Blair now serving. Anna Jaggers also checked in for the Bruins. 22 serving 21. Smallwood to Janes in the middle. Singleton sends it over. Seago to Blair for Worrell off the front line. Smallwood gets it. Janes in the middle again for Singleton. That one blocked, but goes wide. Point E-Town. Now Singleton to serve for E-Town. Catches the tape. Worrell gets that one to Blair. In the middle for Worrell. That's long. And a net violation on E-Town. Point Central. And Taylor Nichols heads to the service line for the Bruins. 23 serving 22. Davis. And James gets to it. Brown able to get it up back over. Jaggers to Blair. Outside Worrell. Smallwood gets that one to Davis. Ella Brown will send that one over. Worrell to Blair. In the middle for Stearman. Goes off speed. Gets the kill. Taylor Nichols will serve for the set, but E-Town will take their second timeout of the set. At the conclusion of tonight's broadcast or match, we will have presentations to the all-tournament team members and then also the presentation of the district runner-up and district trophy, or district championship trophy. Making the all-tournament team from John Hardin of the night, it was Abby Moore and Kylie Wells. And for the North Hardin Trojans, it was Allie Atkins and Serenity Wimberly. Come back to action. Taylor Nichols serving for the set. 24 serving 22. And it's an ace. As Central takes set number 2. 25-22. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates. More personal attention for more effective results. With locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, and South Louisville, or online at physicaltherapyky.com. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff available for all your recycling needs. Located at 311 Steel Drive in Elizabethtown, call 270-982-7206 to talk to someone about scrapping metal and recycling. And West Point Bake, 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Online at westpointbank.com. We'd also like to thank NFHS, the National Federation of High School Sports, and its support in providing live streaming service. Contact nfhs.com to subscribe today. So we come out for set number 3. On the court for Elizabethtown, Addison James, Haley McAllister, Macy Singleton, Grace Godfrey, McKenna Brown, and Jessica Smallwood, with Lexi Davis set to check in as libero. For the Bruins, Taylor Nichols, Claire Worrell, Anna Jaggers, Gracie Blair, Addison Sego, Audrey Stearman, with Katie Commonson set to check in as libero for the Bruins. We are tied at 1 set apiece. Central Hardin will have first serve here in set number 3. Again, the first 4 sets. The first one to 25 leading by 2. If we do get to a 5th set, it'll be the first one to 15 leading by 2. This is the 23rd consecutive season which Central Hardin and Elizabethtown have met in the finals of the 17th District Volleyball Tournament. Gracie Blair will start us off. Davis to James, taps that one over. Worrell sends it back into the net. Not going to be able to return it. Point Central, 1 serving 0. Godfrey at the net for James, across for Smallwood. Off the front line, she gets the kill. And Addison James will head to the service line for the Panthers. 1 serving 1. Sego to Blair in the middle. Worrell off 3 different Panthers. Point Central. Taylor Nichols heads to the service line. 2 serving 1. Godfrey to James, across for Smallwood. She goes down the line and gets the kill. Macy Singleton will check back in for the Panthers. Lexi Davis heads to the service line. 2 serving 2. Anna Jaggers checks back in on the front line for the Bruins. Seago to Commonson for Stearman. Sent over Smallwood to Janes in the middle for Singleton. Blair pops that one up. And Commonson, and now Worrell will roll it to the back line. Davis gets it up into the rafters to Janes. Now Smallwood sent over, blocked at the net by Stearman. Kate Disselkamp will check in on the front line. Claire Worrell heads to the service line. 3 serving 2. Davis, and that's an ace. 4 serving 2. Davis to McKenna Brown for Smallwood off the front line. Worrell to Blair. She'll dump that one over. Janes gets to it, and Godfrey, and now Smallwood will put it over. Jaggers to Blair in the middle. Stearman, that one. I don't think it cleared the net. That's what the up official is going to say, is that it did not clear the net and went out. Point for the Panthers. Riley Conley checks in on the back line for the Bruins, as Ella Brown will check in on the front line for the Panthers. Jessica Smallwood to the service line. 3 serving 4. That one sails long. Ramsey Nickel and Elizabeth Perry check in. Ramsey Nickel to serve, 5 serving 3. McKenna Brown to Davis for Ella Brown. Conley gets that one to Nickel, and Disselkamp sends it down the net. Janes pops it up for Smallwood from the back line. Commonson gets to it. Stearman, now Disselkamp will send it over. Ella Brown to Janes for Singleton, and she gets the kill. And McKenna Brown heads to the service line for Elizabethtown, 4 serving 5. Conley to Nickel, across for Disselkamp, off the blockers. Ella Brown gets that one to Janes. And a net violation on Central Hardin point. E-Town, 5 serving 5. Commonson right at the net, tipped over, it's in by Nickel. Taylor Nickel checks in on the front line for the Bruins. Katie Commonson to the service line, 6 serving 5. Smallwood to James for Singleton, she gets the kill. Haley McAllister checks back in on the front line. Macy Singleton to the service line for E-Town. 6 serving 6. That one doesn't clear the tape. Point Bruins. As Claire Worrell and Addison Seago check back in. Seago to the service line. 7 serving 6. Kenna Brown for James, and then Ella Brown sends it over. Seago to nickel for Perry. Smallwood gets that one. They try to play it out, and they do get it back as McKenna Brown, then Smallwood. Now Seago outside for Worrell. She gets the kill. Eight, serving 6. Ace. 9, serving 6. Ace. 10, serving 6. Sails long. Point E-Town. Grace Godfrey checks in for the Panthers. Lexi Davis back in also for E-Town. 7, serving 10. Seago to Nickel. Outside Worrell goes off speed. Smallwood gets that one to Godfrey across. Now to be Davis who bumps it over. Seago to Nickel. Outside again for Worrell. Back line. Godfrey gets that one. Smallwood just will bump it over. Nickel to Seago for Worrell. She'll bump it over. Doesn't clear the tape. Point E-Town. 8, serving 10. Collinson to Seago for Worrell. She'll bump it to the back line. Godfrey to James for Smallwood. Off speed. Nickel gets it, pops it up. Seago. Now be Perry who sends it over. Davis to James. Back outside for Smallwood. She kills. Cross court. Nine serving 10. Ace from Godfrey. 10 serving 10. Seago to Nickel for Worrell. She'll just send it across. Davis to James. Back for Smallwood. Off the front line. Another kill for Jessica Smallwood. 11 serving 10. That's in. An ace from Godfrey. 12 serving 10. With that, Reinecker will take his first timeout. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. We come back to action. Set number 3, we're tied 1 set apiece. Grace Godfrey will be at the line for the Panthers. 12 serving 10. Seago to Nickel for Worrell. Godfrey digs that one out to James for Smallwood. Touched at the line. Seago gets it. Punched over by Nichols. McKenna Brown to James. Now to be Smallwood to just punch it over. Seago to Nickel. Outside Worrell again off the front line. Davis to Godfrey. Now to be Smallwood who sends it over. Seago right at the net from Nickel to Taylor, tapped over. Smallwood to James. Back real tight to the net. Dug out. Time by Seago. Nickel, Worrell. Smallwood. James back for Smallwood and a kill. (13 serving 10). Seago to Nickel for Worrell. That doesn't clear it. 14 serving 10. Seago to Nickel for Worrell. That blocked at the net. Nickel sends it over. McKenna Brown now tapped over by McAllister. Outside. And that one's wide. Point E-Town. And Coach Reinecker thought there were 4 hits by E-Town that went off of one player and another player popped it up. 15 serving 10. Seago to Nickel for Worrell. She gets the kill. Gracie Blair now serving. Her and the Jaggers check in for the Bruins. 11 serving 15. Ace. (12 serving 15). Godfrey to James for Smallwood. She gets the kill. As Addison James heads to the line for the Panthers, 16 serving 12. Seago, and that'll be an ace for James. 17 serving 12. Seago to Blair. Nichols blocked at the net by Smallwood. 18 serving 12. Worrell to Blair. Back for Worrell. Back line. Godfrey gets that one to Jane. She'll dump it over. Nichols to Worrell. At the net. Jaggers blocked back. Nichols pops it up now. Worrell. McAllister will hit that one back. And Smallwood is back row and gets the kill. And Central Hardin will take their second timeout here in set number 3. Tune in weekly for All HCEC-TV programs airing on Brandenburg Telecom, Comcast Cable Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184. And you can always check out our past broadcast on our YouTube channel. Just search HCEC-TV, subscribe to our channel, and get all your local community sports and events. I'd like to thank NFHS, the National Federation of High School Sports, and its support in providing live streaming service. Contact NFHS.com to subscribe today. Come back out of the timeout. Addison James will be at the line for the Panthers, 19 serving 12. Seago to Blair. She'll dump that one over. Davis gets to it. James sends it outside for Smallwood. Smallwood gets the kill. 20 serving 12. Doesn't clear the tape. Point to the Bruins. As Taylor Nichols heads to the service line, Audrey Stearman checks back in on the front line. 13 serving 20. Godfrey to James. Outside Smallwood. And dug out by Seago. James again for Smallwood down the line. Blair sends that one back. McAllister sent it right back over. Now Stearman will pop it up. Tight to the net. Worrell got it over. James for Smallwood. And she gets the kill. Lexi Davis heads to the service line as Macy Singleton checks in on the front line. 21 serving 13. Seago to Blair for Stearman off the front line. Davis gets that to James. In the middle, Singleton will just tap it over. Blair to Seago. Outside Worrell. Off the front line, she gets the kill. Kate Disselkamp will check in on the front line for the Bruins. Claire Worrell to the service line. 14 serving 21. Godfrey to James for Smallwood. Point E-Town. Ella Brown checking back in on the front line for the Panthers. Jessica Smallwood to the service line. 22 serving 14. Commonson to Blair, outside Disselkamp. That can't clear the tape. Point E-Town, 23, serving 14. Commonson to Blair for Disselkamp. And she gets the kill. Ramsey Nickel and Elizabeth Perry back in for Central Hardin. Nickel to serve, 15 serving 23. James for McKenna Brown down the line. It's in. And McKenna Brown will head to the service line, serving for the set. 24 serving 15. Tomlinson to Nickel for Disselkamp, tapped over. Ella Brown got that one to James for Singleton. That's long. Taylor Nichols checks back in on the front line. That's Katie Commons into the service line. 16 serving 24. And Singleton gets the kill, and Newtown takes set number 3. 25-16. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. With locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, and South Louisville, or online at physicaltherapyky.com. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff available for all your recycling needs. Located at 311 Steel Drive in Elizabethtown, call 270-982-7206. And West Point Bank, with 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Online at westpointbank.com. Again, a reminder, we're back on the air tomorrow night. As will be football action as Elizabethtown and John Hardin will square off in a district battle. And then next week, we will be at LaRue County for the 5th Region Volleyball Tournament. We don't know the schedules yet. The draw for that tournament will take place on Saturday morning. Again, at the conclusion of this match, we will have players from both teams named to the all-tournament team, and then we will have the presentation of the district runner-up and the district championship trophies. Coming out onto the court for set number 4 for the Bruins. It's Gracie Blair, Claire Worrell, Taylor Nichols, Addison Seago, Audrey Stearman, and Anna Jaggers. For Elizabethtown, it's Grace Godfrey, McKenna Brown, Macy Singleton, Jessica Smallwood, Haley McAllister, and Addison James. Libero for Central Hardin is Katie Commonson. Libero for Elizabethtown is Lexi Davis. For Central Hardin, they must win this set to move us on to a deciding 5th set. We start set number 4. Grace Godfrey will be at the line for the Panthers. Jaggers to Worrell, bumped over by Seago. Davis to James, outside Smallwood just pushes it over. Jaggers sends it right back, tip kill inside for Smallwood. 1 serving 0. Seago to Blair, cross for Worrell. Big swing and a kill from Claire Worrell. And Gracie Blair heads to the line for the Bruins. 1 serving 1. McKenna Brown to James. That one's not going to clear. An ace for Blair. 2, serving 1. Davis to James. Cross for Smallwood. Big kill. And that will send Addison James to the service line for the Panthers. 2, serving 2. An ace is called. I will say this, that official called the exact same thing on the other end. E-Town wasn't happy in the last set, Central Hardin not happy now. 3, serving 2. Seago to Blair, in the middle for Worrell, off the blockers. And a net violation on the Panthers. Point Bruins. Taylor Nichols heads to the service line as Audrey Stearman checks in on the front line. 3, serving 3. Davis to James for Smallwood. Across. Seago gets that one to Blair. Now Worrell will send it over. James sends it right back. Tipped at the net. Smallwood to James for McKenna Brown. Seago gets that one to Blair. Now Worrell roll it to the back line. James to Davis and bumped over by Smallwood. Seago to Blair in the middle. Stearman tipped over. McKenna Brown pops it up. Godfrey. And now to be Davis that sends it over the net. Seago to Blair. Worrell. And she gets the kill as it goes off of a Panther. Nichols serving, 4 serving 3. Davis to James for Smallwood. Dug out by Nichols to Blair. Outside Worrell. Back line. It goes off the Panther. 5 serving 3. McKenna Brown to James. Bump sets for Smallwood. She tools the block. Point E-Town. Macy Singleton back in for the Panthers. Katie Commons back in for the Bruins. Lexi Davis at the line. 4 serving 5. Audrey Stearman to Seago. Now Blair will send it over. McKenna Brown to James for Smallwood. Goes through the block again. Point Panthers. 5 serving 5. Collinson to Blair. Outside Stearman off the front line. Godfrey to James for Smallwood. She cuts it across the net. 6 serving 5. Seago to Blair. Back sets for Worrell. She goes off a couple of blockers and gets the kill. Kate Disselkamp checks back in for Central Hardin. Claire Worrell to the service line. 6 serving 6. Ace. 7 serving 6. Davis to Janes for Singleton, who sends it over. Disselkamp gets to it. Worrell pops it up. Now Jaggers will roll it over. Davis to Janes in the middle. Singleton dug out by Commonson to Blair. She'll tap that one over. Davis to Janes. Outside Smallwood, and she gets the kill. Ella Brown will check in on the front line for Elizabethtown. Riley Conley checks in on the back line for Central Hardin. Jessica Smallwood at the line, 7 serving 7. Service error point for the Bruins. It's Ramsey Nickel and Elizabeth Perry check in for the Bruins. Nickel to the service line, 8 serving 7. In the middle, Singleton left hand. Conley gets that one to Nickel. Back for Disselkamp, and she goes off the blockers. 9 serving 7. Smallwood to Janes for McKenna Brown. That doesn't through it. 10 serving 7. McKenna Brown to Janes for Smallwood, and she gets the kill from the back line. Brown serves. Stearman gets it over. Smallwood to Janes for Singleton, and not able to return it. Point E-Town. 10 serving 10. Oh, sorry, 9 serving 10. Into the net. Taylor Nichols back in on the front line for Central Hardin. Layla Newsom checking in for the first time tonight for Elizabethtown on their back line. Katie Commons in serving, 11 serving 9. Smallwood to James, just dumps that one over. Disselkamp pops it up. Commons in right back outside for Disselkamp. Goes to the middle, gets the kill. 12 serving 9. Newsom to Davis for Ella Brown. That would make it over. 13 serving 9. Smallwood to James for Singleton, and she gets the kill. As Haley McAllister checks in on the front line, Ava Holly will head to the service line, 10 serving 13. Conley to Nickel, outside Disselkamp off the front line. Newsom pops it up, sent over by Ella Brown. Conley to Nickel, outside again. Disselkamp goes across. Newsom gets that one to James right at the net for McAllister. That's on the back line. Point E-Town. Serving 13. Now the official wants to talk it over. Conley to Commonson for Disselkamp. Smallwood to James for Ella Brown off the front line. Commonson gets that one. Joust at the net. And E-Town was over the net. Point Central. And that'll get Edison Seago and Claire Worrell back in for Central Hardin as Lexi Davis checks back in for Elizabethtown. Addison Seago to the service line. 14 serving 11. E-Town's captain Addison James talking it over with the upper official. Serving 11. Newsom to James. Back row for Smallwood. Off of Nickel to Commonson. Not able to return it. And Grace Godfrey now will enter for E-Town and head to the service line. 12 serving 14. Seago to Nickel for Worrell, and she gets the kill. That'll get Gracie Blair and Anna Jaggers back in for Central Hardin. Blair heads to the service line, 15 serving 12. Davis sends it over. Now Seago to Blair. Side Worrell, touched at the net. Newsom to James for Smallwood. Big swing. Now Addison James will head to the service line as McKenna Brown checks back in on the front line. 13 serving 15. Worrell to Blair, back for Worrell. That goes long. 14 serving 15. Seago to Blair for Worrell. Backline, Godfrey gets that one to James. Outside, Smallwood. Seago goes off of her, but goes long. Point E-Town. 15 serving 15. Worrell to Blair for Jaggers, touched at the net. Smallwood to James in the middle for Ella Brown. That goes long. Point Central. Oh, sorry, that was McAllister in the middle. Taylor Nichols serving, 16 serving 15. That one goes into the net, point E-Town. Macy Singleton back in on the front line. Lexi Davis to serve, 16 serving 16. And an ace from Davis. 17 serving 16. Collinson to Blair. Cross for Audrey Stearman. Touched at the net. Smallwood sends it over. Blair to Seago. Bumps outside for Worrell. She sends it back line. Davis gets that to Janes in the middle for Singleton. It goes off the block as Blair gets to it. Hot back over by Stearman. Collinson, now Blair. Worrell touched at the net. Singleton sends it back. Blair gets hand on that one. Collinson will bump it across. Worrell back line. Davis has that one. Janes outside for Smallwood. Goes to the center. Blair gets it to Seago. Now outside for Worrell. Back line. It's long. Point E-Town. In fact, Central Hardin will take their first time out here in set number 4. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Elizabethtown leads 2-1. They won set number 1, 25-21. Central Hardin took set number 2, 25-22. And E-Town took set number 3, 25-16. As we come out of the timeout, Lexi Davis will be at the line for Elizabethtown, 18 serving 16. Seago to Blair in the middle for Jaggers. Taps that one over. Davis to Janes for Singleton. Off the front line. Blair gets to it. Collinson will bump it across. Worrell goes to the back line. Godfrey gets that one to Janes. Outside. Smallwood. Big swing. Collinson gets that one out. Blair for Worrell. Off the front line, and she gets the kill. Kate Disselkamp will check in on the front line for the Bruins as Claire Worrell heads to the service line. 17 serving 18. Davis to Singleton. Godfrey will bump it to the back line. Commons in there for Blair. For Stearman. She's blocked to that by Singleton. Point E-Town. Ella Brown now will check back in as Jessica Smallwood heads to the service line. Riley Conley will check in for Central Hardin. 19 serving 17. Conley. Blair outside Disselkamp. She gets the kill. Ramsey Nickel and Elizabeth Perry back in for the Bruins. Nickel to the service line. 18 serving 19. Smallwood tapped over by Singleton, but it's out. 19 serving 19. Smallwood from James back to Smallwood, and she gets the kill. McKenna Brown now to the line for Elizabethtown. 20 serving 19. That one's long. As Taylor Nichols will check in for Central Hardin on the front line. Layla Newsom checks in on the back line for the Panthers. Katie Commons in to serve. 20 serving 20. Smallwood to Janes for Singleton. She's tapped that one over. Conley to Nickel. Outside Disselkamp. Ella Brown gets that one to Janes. Back sets for Smallwood. Big swing and a kill for Jessica Smallwood. As Haley McAllister will check in on the front line for E-Town. Ava Holly will head to the service line. 21 serving 20. Conley to Nickel. Side Disselkamp. And Disselkamp with the kill. Addison Seago and Claire Worrell check back in for the Bruins. Lexi Davis back in for the Panthers. Addison Seago will head to the service line. 21 serving 21. Newsom to Janes for Smallwood. Backline Seago gets that one to Nickel. Outside Worrell. Worrell gets the kill. And E-Town will take their first time out here in set number 4. Tune in weekly for all HCEC-TV programs airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184. You can always check out our past broadcasts on our YouTube channel. Just search HCEC-TV, subscribe to our channel, and get all your local community sports and events. I'd also like to thank NFHS, the National Federation of High School Sports, and its support in providing live streaming service. Contact NFHS.com to subscribe today. Come back to action. Addison Seago at the line for the Bruins. 22 serving 21. Newsom to Janes for Smallwood. Blocked at the net. Ella Brown sends it back. Smallwood sends it over. Commons in to Nickel. Outside Worrell. Davis will get that one to James. Outside Ella Brown. Off the front line. Worrell gets that one to Nickel. She'll dump it over. Davis is there. James back sets for Smallwood. She'll roll it to the middle. Gets the kill. Grace Godfrey will check in for Elizabethtown and head to the service line. 22 serving 22. Seago to Nickel for Perry. She goes across court. Newsom gets that one to James. Outside. Smallwood, and she gets the kill. And Central Hardin will take their final timeout here in set number 4. Again, a reminder, we're back on the air tomorrow night. So we'll have football action as John Hardin will host Elizabethtown for a district play. Again, next week we will have the 5th Region Volleyball Tournament. Don't know our schedule just yet, as the draw will take place on Saturday morning. Both teams that make it to every district final will make it into the region tournament. A district champion will play a district runner-up in the first round, and the only way that two district teams can play each other would be in the championship match. We come back onto the court. Grace Godfrey at the line for the Panthers. 23, serving 22. Seago to Nickel, outside Worrell. And it went off the antenna. And it was out. Point E-Town. And Grace Godfrey will serve for the championship. Seago to Nickel, outside Worrell. She gets the kill. Gracie Blair and Anna Jaggers check in for the Bruins. Blair heads to the service line. 23, serving 24. Newsom. It's for Smallwood. Smallwood gets the kill. And that is it. E-Town is the 17th district champion. They win set number 4, 25-23. This is a Hardin County Schools. Excuse me. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors. Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. We'll now wait, and we will have members named to the all-tournament team, along with a presentation of the district runner-up and the district championship trophy. And name the players to the all-tournament team. They will join Abby Moore and Kylie Wells of John Hardin, and Allie Atkins and Serenity Wimberly from North Hardin.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now hand out the plaques Before that, though, let's give a round of applause for both teams. An excellent championship match. Close sets is what we like to see in a championship game, and we definitely have that tonight. First, all tournament team members for Central Hardin. Number 1, Claire Worrell. Number 8, Kate Disselkamp. And number 14, Katie Kennington. And now all tournament members from Elizabethtown. Number 1, Addison James. Number 5, Lexi Davis. Number 6, Grace Godfrey. Number 8, Jessica Smallwood. And number 12, Macy Singleton.
So again, for Central Hardin, it'll be Claire Worrell, Kate Disselkamp, and Katie Commonson.
2025 Girls Volleyball District 17 runner-up, the Central Hardin Lady Bruins.
This is the runner-up trophy issued to Central Hardin. Now we will have the championship trophy to the Elizabethtown Panthers.
District 17 champions, the Elizabethtown Lady Panthers.
So again, we're back on the air tomorrow night for football action. And then next week we will have the 5th region tournament. For all of us here at HCEC-TV, I'm Bobby Thompson saying so long and good night.